once again have to change the topic description because I guess that cannot be saved. Spider-Man, same old sludge. Alright, then let's center it. Transition. Alright. Then I just have to send this to people again. Ah, it's so annoying. Yeah, I guess I just need like a better like computer for streaming. It's fucking annoying as shit. Here. That's it. Alright. Yeah. Let's hope like it holds up now because I don't want to do this again, but I do want to get through these videos. Yeah. Alright. Let's continue.
A little angry and frustrated, but it doesn't overpower the narrative. And his weird new powers are kind of pushed away for half of the story anyway. On paper, this should be a movie that's juggling a lot at once.
Yeah, kind of pushed away. Kind of strange, huh? Like, it's just like...
Anyway. Once, if you told me that the new Spider-Man movie would have Scorpion, Hulk, Punisher, Black Widow, the Symbiote, and Jean Grey, I would assume that movie is god-awful. But somehow it actually...
It is god-awful, and it doesn't even have Venom in there. So, like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Like, homie, like... Alright.
Works. I think having other characters can really make it feel like a fleshed out world if you don't overuse them. And honestly, the best implementation of this is with Punisher. Frank brings so much energy into the movie. He legitimately steals every scene he's in. I love his bickering dynamic with Peter. I love that he feels like the same psycho edgelord from the Netflix universe while still fitting into this.
Yeah, I haven't seen Punisher, so I can't like I haven't seen Punisher, I haven't seen Daredevil. Sure as fuck haven't seen the new Daredevil and the new Punisher thing. Like from what I imagine Punisher to be, it's not it. It's not it. But I don't like. Yeah.
Very sweet and heartfelt story. Punisher gets multiple touching scenes. I honestly could have watched 2 hours of Spider-Man and Frank hanging out, but I do think he's in the film for an appropriate amount of time. Honestly, everything just feels appropriate. That's the best word I can use.
I disagree. Like the fucking holy shit! I didn't even touch on the maybe the sexual assault shit that happens in this movie, but that really doesn't seem appropriate. And okay, so what happens is Spidey tries to save MJ. They get on a roof, and MJ's like, "We've known each other, haven't we? Like we used to like something's like I feel like I know you. Like something's weird here." Then she goes up to him and kisses him, and then it's revealed that it's Jean Grey, and it's like, okay, so you both like sexually assaulted both of them there because you just used MJ's body like for some Wonder Woman shit, and then also you got a kiss from Peter under false pretenses, and only one of those is acknowledged in the movie. But yeah, that like really doesn't feel appropriate. Like I don't know what to tell you.
An appropriate Spider-Man story for
Tom. Oh, and all the people that surely died because of Peter's and Jean's stupidity, and also Jean's just evilness. That doesn't feel very appropriate either.
Holland, down to the fact that Aunt May is somehow the thing that saves the day at the end. that's the moment that got my ass. Spider-Man Brand New Day is a movie with a ton of heart, great action, and lovable characters. I feel like I could say that about any Spider-Man movie, but I mean, that's kind of what I'm asking for, and I got it. Yeah, it's a little long, but fuck you, I don't want to go back to the real world. I want to hang out with Spider-Man for a little bit longer. And I can definitively say this is Tom Holland's best Spider-Man movie.
Again, that's an insane assessment to me, and I would love to know what he thinks. Like, let's say 6 months from now, because I have this inkling that this movie, just like all the other Marvel movies that have come out in like the last 5-6 years, will just lose stock incredibly fast. But we'll see.
Honestly, this might be the best MCU movie to come out post Endgame. So
No Way Home. Definitely No Way Home. But if we don't talk about the Spider-Man movies, I might actually agree with that. But that's like says more about like the MCU than this movie. Like, yeah, I'd rather have like I don't know. I'd rather have like pasta that are overcooked to the point where they're like dissolve than like dog shit. But I don't know. I'd still rather have like good pasta as well. You know what I mean?
I'm going to give Spider-Man Brand New Day a 9 out of 10.
All right. I'm gonna take a quick break here. I did get a thumbs up from Cito. Thank you so much. And so I'm gonna quickly put in that song we did. And then we go to Captain Midnight. And then I honestly think that's kind of it for me because it's almost 3 a.m. That 11-minute video took me an hour. So, we'll see. I might do another one, but probably not. We'll see. But if not, then I kind of want to do a stream again soon. And I really want to see... the inevitable high top video I'm sure will come out. All right. Let's go BRB screen. Let's go here. Sorry. I guess it's fine. All right. Transition. Yeah, it looks shitty, but I don't want to do the whole thing now. I just kind of want to go to the bathroom, get something to drink, and keep going. So you'll have to deal with it looking shitty. Da 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 da. Yeah. All right. Let's. I'll just let this play out. This is a song I made with a very good friend of mine. Incredible musician, like incredible musician. And yeah. We are working on it. I hope I can say this. If not, Cito, like, you can hit me next time. But like, we're working on a project, probably an album, maybe an EP. We'll know. Who knows? You know, we'll see. But yeah, I'm incredibly excited. Like some amazing music. But yeah. Anyway. Yeah. All right. That's it. Let's continue. Let's go to Captain Midnight. Haven't, like, I think.
Captain Midnight.
Yeah.
You see,
Whoa.
I've been
Oh,
explaining to people for
fuck.
years and years.
We cannot. We cannot have more music. I think the last time. I don't know when the last time was where I watched a Captain Midnight video. It must have been like 5 years ago. I might have responded to him before on the stream. But, yeah. I find him very surface level. Very, like, incredibly surface level. I used to watch him, like, back in, like, 2018. But, yeah. Yeah. Well, let's see. The title of the video is What Makes Spider-Man Brand New Day Amazing? So, you know, different opinion than I have, but you know, we're an open-minded stream here. We don't want to. Yeah. Let's just get into it.
Captain Midnight.
This video will contain spoilers. So,
Oh yeah, this stream too.
I loved this one. Spider-Man Brand New Day is of course the first MCU Spider-Man movie without John Watts at the helm. And though
Yeah, and it suffered greatly from that. But like John Watts, if Biden is the most unappreciated American president for what he did, then John Watts is the most unappreciated MCU director. Like 100%.
I know it's become very popular to dislike those movies online now, if you've been
This is a nitpick. Absolute nitpick, but I just need to listen to that sentence again.
New Day is of course the first MCU Spider-Man movie without John Watts at the helm. And though I know it's become very popular to dislike those movies online now, if
Okay, sorry. I thought he said now twice in the sentence, but I was wrong. So, I was wrong.
And though I know it's become very popular to dislike those movies online now, if you've been watching me for a while, you know that I really enjoyed the home trilogy.
Hey, me too. Okay, so we could be buddies, I guess. Although.
So I was very interested and a little nervous to see what
I was quite nervous as well. To just repurpose, rewrite a quote from a show you have to be very smart to understand. I don't care about your cheers. I know what makes you cheer. Like, if this is amazing to you, then I don't know how much I care about your praise for the other Spider-Man movies. But at the same time, haven't heard the arguments yet. Maybe he makes really good argument.
enjoyed the home trilogy. So I was very interested and a little nervous to see what Destin Daniel Cretton would do behind the camera, with this series clearly going in a new direction after No Way Home. The trailers
Quite, yeah. Quite.
were promising, but seemed to show
Yeah.
off a movie that could be really overstuffed, which has happened
Yeah. I gotta say, for all the faults this movie has, I wouldn't call it overstuffed. Like they don't handle those characters well, but I don't think it's because it's too much. You know? I think it's more so because just bad writing. But like yeah. But I mean at the same time you could like No Way Home, if you saw those trailers, if you knew the leaks, which like everybody knew, that like I was super nervous about that being overstuffed, and they handled it really well. So, you know.
to the MCU on many occasions. Thankfully, I shouldn't have worried, because Brand New Day pulls it all off, and makes it look kind of easy too. I'm just
Sure.
very excited to talk about this one, to be honest.
Okay, then start talking about it. Like, all right.
Before I do, I did want to let you know that I will be getting on camera to talk about something I'm pretty excited about at the end of this video.
Let's see. Holy shit. Yeah, okay, so like 3 minutes of him being on camera talking about something he's pretty excited about. We'll see if we watch that. We'll see. We'll see.
Hey, tough guy. Sorry about that expensive lens, Punisher.
Something tells me we have the same objective here.
Let's get into Brand New Day, and I think I'll start with
Let's.
Peter Parker himself. We pick up after the events of No Way Home as the movie speeds through the next 4 years of his life, fighting crime, living alone, having basically zero life outside of the costume, and
Yeah, and it's like, this is not like a storytelling problem, I guess. But like, John Watts handed them like a Spider-Man goes to college, makes new connections. Like that movie, like that would have been like I just like that would have honored, I guess, if you want to use that word, those other movies and that ending so much more than him just being fucking like secluded cretin. No pun intended. Who stalks his girlfriend and his best friend. Like I can't get over that. Like we didn't have to live in the past. We could have like moved on, and like no one cares.
off his loneliness by following Ned and MJ online. What unfolds is a Peter Parker story that very much feels like it's taking inspiration from Spider-Man 2 and then turning it on its head. Tobey Maguire's Peter was dealing with a...
Really? You think so?
What unfolds is a Peter Parker story that very much feels like it's taking inspiration from Spider-Man 2.
I didn't get Spider-Man 2 vibes at all in this movie, but sure, whatever.
And then turning it on its head. Tobey Maguire's Peter was dealing with the Spider-Man side of his life.
Ugh, I'm sorry, New York. It's so pretty.
Eating away at everything else. He was sacrificing a relationship with Mary Jane, trying to hide the truth of Norman's death to Harry, and just generally appearing to be an unreliable and thoughtless person to everyone around him. Spider-Man
I don't know, that connection seems really flimsy to me, but sure.
Burden. One that Peter didn't know if he wanted to keep carrying, and that manifested in the loss of his powers. Now in Brand New Day, Spider-Man is all that's keeping Peter Parker going. He has nothing else. He has no one else. His life has been whittled down to the responsibility, to the job. And as much as I would like to see him long...
he does though. Well, he only has Spider-Man people, I guess, but...
It's keeping Peter Parker going. He has nothing else. He has no one else. His life has been whittled down to the responsibility, to the job.
Oh, tiny thing, but this is like my ideal spider under Spider-Man suit. I really love this. Not a huge fan of the... Can you see it here somewhere? No, you can't. Not a huge fan of the tiny spider on the Homecoming suit. I love the Homecoming suit, but that I'm not a huge fan of. Also not a huge fan of the huge spider on the Iron Spider suit, if you can see it. Um, this is like, I love this. I really do. Like, the suit is really nice. Suit's really nice. But
And as much as I would like to,
whoa, sorry. That's an No Way Home thing.
his life has been whittled down to the responsibility, to the job. And as much as I would like to see a longer cut of this movie that shows us a bit more about Peter's non-Spidey life, I think what little we get of it really
We don't get any of it though. Like, he doesn't have one. That's the whole thing, right? I like, even like, I don't like that. Like, that's not the direction I would have taken the character into. But if that was written well, if that like had like some emotional weight to it, like that would have been fine. But it doesn't. It just really doesn't. Like, it's just, yeah. Like, I don't want to repeat myself all the time. But yeah.
serves to emphasize that. He's just got nothing going on outside of the mask. And the way that he interacts with a friendly woman in his building shows that he's very
What, like, that like 2 seconds, like, that's something they could have latched onto. Like, it really is, and they just didn't.
consciously
My friend I watched it with, she was like, on Friday, the first watch, she was like, "Oh, is the sister like the girl in the apartment?" But no, there's just nothing. It's just like tiny little. Like, it almost just feels like a joke. You know?
chosen to live like this. Sitting in his asbestos-filled warehouse apartment, going out on patrol, talking to Gene DeWolf about cases, and working through them with his tech at home, he's let all other
Yeah,
aspects
his insane tech. Like, that AI is insane. He has like a fabricator kind of thingy where he can just like make a universal fucking inhibitor. Universal inhibitor, something he didn't even think of in No Way Home, where it would have been like super useful, and he had way more tech. Like, way better tech as well. Or at least should have. It's really confusing. It really is.
of his life go, not trying to recapture what he's lost at all. It's pretty bleak. The only indulgences that he seems to allow himself are watching Ned on social media and getting depressingly bad $5
Oh.
pizza delivered.
Tiny thing.
It's pretty bleak. The only indulgences that he seems to allow himself are watching Ned on
Tiny thing. They say those are Instagram stories, but the layout isn't stories. The layout is reels. Just, it's not like huge criticism. It's not even a criticism, but it's just something I noticed.
social media and getting depressingly bad $5 pizza delivered. This is the life he's chosen. And in a way, it has worked. Spider-Man is a total professional now, wrapping up villains left and right. The public seems to overwhelmingly love him, and even Jameson isn't around to spoil that. I'm not
Yeah, I don't know what happened to Jameson. This also isn't like a quote unquote objective. Like, it's not like, it's just a subjective choice, I guess. But I don't know what happened. Like, why
really sure
why wasn't he in this movie? Like, it's weird. Like, they set him up really well, and then they just don't do anything with him.
overwhelmingly love him, and even Jameson isn't around to spoil that. I'm not really sure why. Maybe he got hired by whatever MCU presidential administration came after Thunderbolt Ross's or something. But Peter seems to be doing an incredible job as Spider-Man. I think this is why I'm less bothered by the where is Peter's money for his expensive tech coming from than most people seem to be. He's an incredibly smart, driven guy.
Yeah. You can be unbothered by it, but it's still it's a huge problem. Like, we don't see him do a job whatsoever. Like, they completely dropped the whole like photography thing, which never was a huge part of the Spider-Man. But like, if you want it to be like closer to the comics, that's definitely a thing he should do. And if you want us to believe that he has like this tech and has like these resources and has this apartment, an apartment that probably I would guess costs like $2,000-3,000 a month at least, like with New York real estate prices. Like, we kind of need to know where the fuck he gets all that money from. Like, we kind of do. Definitely not from Tony Stark. Like, he didn't leave anything for him, I don't think. Like, it was never shown either way. And also in Captain America and the Winter Soldier, it was explicitly shown that he did not fund the Avengers whatsoever. Like, not the organization, but like the people whatsoever. So yeah.
Guy who has given up on everything else except being the best Spider-Man he can be. So I think he's capable of inventing and spending what little time he has on this stuff when there's literally nothing else for him to do. But it's clear that by the end
Literally.
of these 4 years, the cracks are starting to show. He can't live like this forever. He crashes Ned and MJ's party just to be around them.
The cracks started to show like from the beginning when he started stalking them on social media.
Again, but he can't bring himself to try to get back into their lives. He's letting the Peter Parker side of himself die, and he's letting that loss and that anger and frustration he feels about it just simmer. And this is where the inverse of that Spider-Man No More twist really forces him to confront that. Now, the idea
The
that Peter
inverse
gets these two
of that. Okay, like Peter. Okay, yeah. Okay, that sentence cut me off for a second, but yeah.
bars to measure his human and arachnid side is very video gamey. It reminded me
Yeah.
of like a BioWare RPG, or maybe more appropriately of the red suit, black suit alignment meter in the old Web of Shadows PS3 game. It's very blunt and
Haven't played
honestly
those, I
kind of a
can't tell
goofy
you.
storytelling device.
Yeah,
I don't really
I
mean
agree.
that as a negative though. I think it's
Okay.
an engaging way to take a very internalized personal problem that Peter is having and blow it up into something with large dramatic stakes. And that's exactly what my favorite kind of superhero stories excel at. It's also not as simple as some like good bad meter. That's how Peter wants to treat it. And really, who can blame a guy? I probably would too if my
I don't know. Like when he's full on arachnid, he beats Scorpio like senseless. Even though Scorpio is like controlled by Jean Grey, which is never acknowledged, by the way. Never, not really. Like he's like, oh no, what did I do? But then it's never like something that weighs on him in the movie at all. And also he kills almost kills a cop in that same scene. Like, and I don't have a lot of love for cops, but like that's still just like an innocent person. And that's also never really acknowledged. Like the wolf is like, oh my god, you have to chill, bro. Like you almost kill a cop, and then he like leaves, and that's like kind of it. Like, I don't know. It seems like pretty bad.
eyes were turning black and I was hearing every water drop like a drummer in my ear. But suppressing the spider side of himself wasn't a clean answer, and actually inventing the means
Sure.
to do so might have some disastrous consequences.
Yes, he made a universal inhibitor and handed it to the government. Like, do I need to talk about the implications of that? Do I like need to tell you what like how that's bad? Yeah, like get a Donald Trump there, have a Spider-Man or like another hero who's like, oh, I don't really like fascism, I'll try to do something about that. Bleep, you're done. Like the whole X-Men, all of the X-Men like movies, comics, like the whole X-Men like thing is like that, right? It's like like X3, Last Stand, and also yeah, but that's never talked about in the movie whatsoever.
Fine, I guess we'll see. It's getting to a balance between the two, and being willing to embrace these feelings that can save him from being the monster that he's so afraid of becoming. Still, I would have loved to watch a full man spider scene, I'm not gonna lie. Holland spends a lot,
Sure.
maybe the majority of the runtime, in costume, and I loved that. And not
Yeah.
just for the simple fanboy reason that this is the best
I'll actually agree with that. I really like that he doesn't take his mask off every like 2 seconds. There's still like a scene or two where I was like, you really didn't have to do that, and it's kind of weird, it's bad that you did. But yeah, no, yeah, I'll agree with that. I'll agree with that.
Looking Spider-Man costume he's gotten to wear. In old Golden and Silver Age comics and ancient superhero cartoons, you can see the heroes existing in costume in public all the time, doing stuff like getting the key to the city and hanging out like it's completely normal. Now, I love that, but I understand why a lot of contemporary superhero stuff thinks that would come off as too goofy. But here,
No, like let's be real. Like the reason why the MCU nanotech helmets and all that stuff like exist is because they want to let you see the actors' faces. Like that's like even the home movies that happens way too often. Like way too often. Like in like stupid in Infinity War, like I love the scene where Spider-Man, Strange, and Iron Man meet the Guardians, but like they all like before talking take off their masks. Like that's not necessary at all, bro. Like it's better if you keep the mask on. It like shields you. But yeah, whatever.
there's actually a rock solid and tragic reason for Peter to be doing this. For those 4 years, he is Spider-Man. Being in that suit seems much more comfortable than going back to
But
his
wouldn't it have been nice to actually see that and see like what that does to him? Like if we want to go that route, which I still think is a bad idea, but like those 4 years, that development, that like getting more and more into being Spider-Man and secluding yourself, like I didn't really get that from like it's stated, like we know it happened, but like you don't get the emotional weight really from that.
existent Peter Parker life. And that's just good
Or at least
superhero
I didn't.
drama. I mean, really, that's what this stuff is all about to me. The sensational and the ridiculous wrapped up in a real emotional core. The supporting cast also has some fantastic material here, with MJ and Ned making the most of their maybe comparatively reduced screen time.
I don't know. MJ has a lot of screen time in this one. A lot, which she really shouldn't, but whatever.
Strongest elements of the home trilogy was always this trio's chemistry, and how well those high school friendships were set up in the previous movies just pays off in spades in Brand New Day. I'm specifically thinking about the scene where Spidey hangs out with Ned and MJ and builds a Lego set. Now, this feels like a moment that could be in the previous movies. It's lighter and really charming, but where that tone is all over the home movies, it was really Peter's norm. Here, it's like an oasis in the desert.
I don't disagree that those are very light in tone. I do also though want to mention again, those have some like real like emotional lows, not in the sense of like bad moments, but like lows, like this went badly, really badly. Like No Way Home is like the obvious example, but also like Far From Home, when he realizes he fucked up by giving Mysterio those glasses, that's like super emotional. uh in Homecoming, like you can do it, go Spider-Man, like go Peter, go Spider-Man, go where he's like in the rubble, that's like super like there's such emotional scene, like when the suit gets taken away from him, like ugh, I'm sorry, I'm just gushing again. I really do love the, like I grew up with the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies, and I really like those as well. Even the third one I really enjoy watching. But the home trilogy, holy shit, it's so good. It's so good. It's just like an extended origin story. It really is. Like if if you don't like those movies and have never like thought about it like that, I implore you to go back to those and watch them again, because they're and like with that mindset of like we're seeing Spider-Man become Spider-Man. Yeah, it's yeah, it's really good. Like you can, like No Way Home's plot really really iffy, really bad. Far From Home's plot also like kind of iffy, but like character stuff, so good in those movies, so good. Like Peter and Ned feel like best friends. MJ and Peter is like that relationship is built up so well. Like all the lessons he learns, and then at the end of No Way Home, he has to like face like the worst consequences of those lessons, and it's like, ugh, yeah. Sorry. Okay, I'll stop. I'll stop. Don't worry.
For it. It's a short return to the life that he's convinced himself he can never have back. And that made it surprisingly moving for a scene where two guys sit around and quote Fellowship of the Ring. I don't want to shortchange how well Ned is served in this movie, because I think it actually goes to great lengths to show that Peter misses both him and MJ equally. But man, what Zendaya gets to do here is a real...
I didn't mind Ned stuff. The only thing there is like that app that he develops. That should fuck Peter up. Like that should really, really fuck him up. Like both like emotionally, because like fuck, holy shit, somebody's onto me, somebody's tracking me, but also like just like logistically, like he'll obviously be sighted most like where he lives, so yeah. Either way, no, that's no good. But for the most part I liked Ned, I guess. I don't see anything wrong with him, but also we didn't get a lot like very deep with him, I don't think.
Step above any previous material she's been given with the character. Now, I have always liked this MJ, and I think across the four movies, and what Zendaya gets to do here is a real step above any previous material she's been given with the character.
I disagree. I think in No Way Home especially, she was like like she had some really great moments, some really like very important to that movie. I really don't like that. Like, yeah, it's so much better than like those old movies, like with no argument behind it. It's just like stated, and I'm like, yeah, I disagree, I guess. Like, what can I say there? Because I can't like argue against anything really. I can just say that I disagree. I don't like that. I'm not a big fan of that.
Now, I have always liked this MJ, and I think across the four...
Me too. Like in Homecoming, she was tertiary at best, but she had some good moments. But it was mostly like comic relief, I guess. And then in Far From Home, she gets a lot, and in No Way Home, she gets a lot as well. And I do like that. I do like her. I think a lot of people think she's like too quippy or too like sassy or something, but I don't have a problem with that whatsoever. Like if you read like 80s, 70s, 80s Spider-Man stories, like comics, oh, she's very sassy there. Great, but very sassy.
Movies, they've done a good job of having her grow from her sardonic and very high school kid personality in Homecoming to the more mature, less self-conscious version that we see here. But what might be Zendaya's best scene doesn't actually feature MJ at all, with Jean Grey hijacking her mind and playing games with Peter.
No.
As I watched it, I really thought about how the style and
I
tone...
did like what I did like. I didn't like that Peter just leaves that letter on there. Like, he wouldn't do that. It's way too important to him. I did like, though, when she was like, yeah, take off that fucking mask, bro. Like, I need to talk to Peter. I did like that scene up until she didn't care about herself anymore and was just like ChatGPT therapist, but yeah.
Of Spider-Man stories has changed a lot through the decades and in different mediums, but nothing is playing games with Peter, as a conscious version that we see here. But what might be Zendaya's best scene doesn't actually feature MJ at all, with Jean Grey hijacking her mind and playing games with Peter. As I watched it, I really thought about how the style and tone of Spider-Man stories has changed a lot through the decades and in different mediums, but nothing is more Peter Parker than being told everything you so desperately wanted to hear, only to have it ripped away from you a minute later.
Sure, I guess.
Now, I should probably talk about Jean Grey herself, and I'll get to her. But I'll be honest with you, I did not want to believe she was going to be the villain of this movie. And that's nothing against the character, but more a reaction to how uneven MCU crossovers have been over the years. The larger Marvel Universe connections have been a
Uneven is an interesting word to choose there. I would choose bad. um, okay, sorry, that was, yeah, but I don't know if I would call it an I guess let's see where he goes with that.
MCU crossovers have been over the years. The larger Marvel Universe connections have been a problem off and on in recent MCU movies. I mean,
Yeah.
you look at Captain America Brave New World, and the way that it tied itself into both a Disney Plus show and the 2008 Incredible Hulk movie, and it was kind of disastrous how little that film worked with, or especially without, the knowledge of projects outside of the movie itself. I think Fantastic Four...
I haven't seen either of those movies, so I can't comment here. I just wanted to pause it quickly so I'm not stealing Mr. Middle of the Night's video.
Steps really benefited from getting to just be a Fantastic Four story. So I was a little worried that Brand New Day, with its Punisher, Hulk, and yes, X-Men connections, could have suffered from that. But one of the most impressive things about the movie to me is the way that these larger Marvel connections actually added to it and fit neatly within.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it was overstuffed. I wouldn't say it was like unfocused. I just think those characters are handled really badly. But I think that's a different criticism.
Peter Parker's story, instead of just feeling like an ad for another movie or existing purely as fan service. It threads that needle so well, and it kind of reminded me that when this Marvel Cinematic Universe thing got started, there was a reason I was excited to see these characters together on screen in the first place.
Yup.
I had gotten so
Yup, and they fucked that up. So hardcore. Like, it was never stable. It was never, like, great. But Homecoming was great about that. Civil War was pretty fucking great about that. Even Infinity War is pretty good about that. Avengers, definitely. But yeah, it was always kind of flimsy. Like, in a lot of the Marvel movies, like, the first criticism you'll have is, like, why isn't this guy or this person here? Why isn't, like, WandaVision is post-Endgames, but, like, WandaVision, why isn't Doctor Strange there? Iron Man 3, why the fuck wouldn't Captain America be there? Captain America Winter Soldier, why the fuck wouldn't Iron Man and all those other people be there? Like, that's a huge criticism of those movies, I would say. Like, a lot of them.
used to these projects that cross over feeling clunky and poorly thought out that I had kind of forgotten that, oh wait, when this is done well, I really like this. Now maybe Punisher is kind of cheating. He did originate in the pages of Amazing Spider-Man. Either way, I found John Bernthal's Punisher.
I actually didn't notice that. Know that. I didn't
This
know.
is done well. I really like this.
I want to
And
read
maybe
that panel
Punisher is
quick.
kind of-
Okay. That was quite a speech, my friend. Punisher? When did you sneak up? Right after heroes whose boots he isn't fit to shine. Do you believe all that, Wallcrawler? Are you truly that idealistic? Okay.
Kind of cheating. He did originate in the pages of Amazing
Yeah, I
Spider-Man.
didn't know that.
Either way, I
That's
found
news to
John
me.
Bernthal's Punisher really great here. One of the highlights of the movie for
Again, I haven't seen him. I still want to watch the old Daredevil show. And I think if I do that, I'll probably also watch like the Punisher show, even though I haven't heard a lot of great things about it. What I wanted to say is, like, from the few comics I've read where he's in, Bernthal as an actor, really great for him. What they do with him in this movie is a different story, but like as an actor, he really embodies that character.
sure. This lighter approach to the character provides some genuinely enjoyable, like, buddy cop comedy scenes, but more importantly, I think it really holds up a mirror to Peter's life and the path that
Like, I think I would put him up there with like Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man. Like, I don't see anybody else playing the character as well. Or like Hugh Jackman Wolverine, or like honestly, Doctor Strange, Benedict Cumberbatch, Doctor Strange, or definitely Willem Dafoe, Green Goblin. Yeah.
He's going down, even if he doesn't turn into a giant spider monster. I mean, is it really any wonder that Peter, despite hating Frank's eagerness to kill, finds so much common ground with him? They're basically living the same life, isolated, always focused on the mission in front of them, and convinced that introducing anyone, any sense of normality into their lives would be an unnecessary risk. It is fun to see Spider-Man and Punisher share the screen, but it's also adding some important texture to Peter's story that doesn't feel like a fan servicey distraction from it. And I would
I'm sorry, that all flew by me. I wasn't paying attention. Sorry. Okay.
always focused on the mission in front of them and convinced that introducing anyone, any sense of normality into their lives would be an unnecessary risk. It is
yeah,
fun.
but again, like I don't really feel that watching this movie. Like I'm told that's the case, and Peter definitely like behaves like that, but it's like never really explored, like why he does that, what that means to him. Like we never see him like what could have been a scene, right? That girl from the apartment or the same building like talks to him again, and it's like almost like asks him for a date or something, and then he's like he backs down or something like that, like, and then we like realize why, like something like that never happens. Yeah.
To see Spider-Man and Punisher share the screen, but it's also adding some important texture to Peter's story that doesn't feel like a fan servicey distraction from it. And I would say the same of the Hulk.
Okay, but what's that texture? Oh, the Hulk. Oh. Okay, let me go back to my notes quickly because I have stuff to say about the Hulk. Okay, so first of all, I have here the note Hulk inhibitor. Thwip plop should do the trick. When he gets like green and angry, like when Jean is gone and he just becomes like Savage Hulk, the inhibitor is just like he throws it away. A quick like thwip and like plop. Wouldn't have done the trick because his his skin is too thick, but Spider-Man didn't know that, so like at least try it. That's a small thing though. Then also a small thing is like the last time we saw like Rage Hulk, he was pretty chill. Like sure ragey and stuff, but like Ragnarok. I'm referencing Ragnarok. Like he was like fine just hanging out and stuff. Like he wasn't like this like just rage monster. So it's kind of weird he goes back to that, but there's arguments to be made there. Like he was stowed away for like so long that the rage built up or something, like that's fine. What really annoys me is that when he comes back, Bruce Banner comes back, he's like, fuck, holy shit, what did I do? Like, it's been like 10 years since he hulked out like that last time, because remember, fucking Professor Hulk. Okay. But yeah, it's like he's really distraught. Obviously, like he tried to kill himself in the first movie because of that. And Spider-Man is just like, no, you're fine. It was like Jean, and then he flips away, and then Hulk is or Bruce Banner is apprehended and just shipped away, and probably in a high security thing, and like one call from Spider-Man could have solved that, and he just doesn't care. That's like that's like icky, you know? That's like awful. Like that's not Peter Parker. That's really immoral. Okay, let's go.
There's a great reason for him to be here beyond just getting into a cool fight with Spider-Man.
The great reason being that Jean Grey just kind of decided to take control of him at some point.
Bruce is in a really unique position to talk to Peter about this struggle.
Yeah,
between
Bruce,
his
but
two-
like I'm not like it makes sense that Peter would go to Bruce about the inhibitor and stuff, I guess, within that like awful story. But then that's different.
two
Yeah.
competing selves, and it's the advice he gives him that allows Peter to make it past the Hand and to Jean at all. Now, getting back to Jean, I definitely enjoyed Sadie Sink. What could have been a pretty crass attempt to get us to buy into a new X-Men movie actually functions well as a redeemable villain with a compelling motivation. And, you know, also does make
Sure,
me want to see the
sure,
X-Men
sure,
movie,
sure,
so
sure.
I guess they got me there.
I don't
VMAX
care.
thing,
I don't want to see it.
just
Like I
works.
will,
Like, I've
but
watched
I don't care.
an endless number of superhero movies.
Not like
where
that.
There's a MacGuffin serum or high-tech weapon or magical artifact.
Oh
So
yeah, the VMAX thing. It's so stupid. It's
set one up and then actually make it an emotionally impactful reveal is a really nice change of pace. But okay, maybe it's time for some nitpicks too. I really love
nitpicks. All right, let's see what he thinks are nitpicks.
this one, and I don't have a lot of
Nitpicks. That's a word that really has suffered. Like nitpicks should mean like stuff that's like true and like a fair criticism but inconsequential. But what it has like what it means now is basically like yeah, stuff I don't care about. Like that's not it's not the same thing. It's not. It really isn't.
issues to air out, but there were some minor things. Peter Parker's voice has changed a lot, from a more generic American accent to kind of a New York specific one.
Okay.
Now, I understand why Holland would want to try
Sure.
this out. It
Why
makes the
not?
character feel a little more authentic, but I kind of thought it was distracting. The accent felt like it was going
That-
from barely
Maybe it's because I'm not a native English speaker, but I didn't even notice that.
there at all to kind of sounding like he was putting on the tough guy
That's also interesting, though, that's his first criticism when there's so much more consequential stuff.
New Yorker accent that he used when he saved his classmates in Homecoming. I also found it a little frustrating that Peter was so trusting of damage control, because, come on, anyone could have seen
Yes!
this coming from a
Damage Control has been a consistent villain throughout the whole fucking Home trilogy. Consistent. Like in Far From Home they don't appear, but in Homecoming they basically start the plot, and then in No Way Home they like arrest him and stuff, right? Why is he so like bootlicker first of all, but also just with his like personal history, why is he so trusting?
mile away, and it just makes him look like the most gullible dude in the world.
Yes.
Like, he got betrayed by Mysterio, and I guess he still hasn't learned his lesson after.
Still, it's interesting that you call that a nitpick instead of what it really is. A pretty big issue. Character issue. Like, Peter Parker is so... Sorry. Peter Parker is so stupid in this movie.
Years on the job. Also, as someone who loves my evil buddy Tombstone, I was very let down by how little we actually got of him in this movie. Again, all minor gripes, and unlike a lot of MCU movies, none of them
That's almost like underselling it. Like, we get like this scene that's like at best 30 seconds long. Like, we didn't get Tombstone here. We really didn't. And Tombstone is a fucking amazing character. Ugh. Have you seen Spectacular? Have you? Well, you should.
loves my evil buddy
Spectacular Spider-Man, that is.
Tombstone. I was very let down by how little we actually got of him in this movie. Again, all minor gripes, and unlike a lot of MCU movies, none of them really have to do with how the movie looks. Aside from maybe wishing they filmed on actual rooftops more often, I think this is a much better looking film than the Home trilogy was. I will go to bat for Home.
I disagree with that. I do. It's like, yeah, we put up the colors a little bit, but like, right,
Coming all day, but that climactic battle
It feels like sludgy, but I don't know.
with Vulture is one of the movie's weakest moments, and that's not something that could be said of Brand New Day.
One of the movie's weakest moments? I hope you really just mean color, because... Haha!
With the movie building up to this fight with the hand, that was a clear step up. I ended up being very impressed with Brand New Day. The pacing felt tight, despite how many characters they were juggling. It's a great Peter Parker story, and it features the best action we've seen from
I think
Spider-Man.
I agree. There's no like pacing issues where it's like this is too fast or it doesn't go like it goes on for too long. Like, sorry, something fell. My go-to movie for bad pacing is that like Hunger Games prequel that came out like 2-3 years ago. Like that both felt too long and rushed. This one doesn't, but it like doesn't give us a lot of character stuff. It really doesn't, like for nobody. And there's the there is a 2.5 hour movie. There would definitely should have been some time for that. You know?
And in the MCU. Now granted, I tend to like these Spider-Man movies. I don't think anyone will be shocked to hear that. But this one felt special. The MCU connections, the
No.
thing I was most
The MCU connections are so much better in Homecoming. Sure, they're subtle, but they're so good. Okay.
worried about were so natural and actually elevated Peter's story. It retains everything that I liked about this cast from the Home trilogy, while bringing a very confident style of its own to the table. This movie is kind of just everything I hoped it would be, and one of my favorite Spider-Man movies ever made. Tell me what you
That's-
thought down below. And
That's crazy.
yeah,
And again, I might be unfair, but I do think that sentiment will change in like 6 months. Like it always does with MCU movies since Phase 4. Like it really does. Like I really do think that.
stick around for a few minutes. So it's been a few years since I've sat in front of the camera like this and really done anything where I'm just talking to you guys in this way. The
I quickly want to know like what he's talking about, but I don't think I'll care, so.
reason I wanted to do it this time is because I think it's time for a little change. So I get asked a lot about older or more obscure TV shows or movies in the comments section, and a lot of the time it's just stuff that doesn't fit into a regular video. I thought it would be a really good idea to do a monthly Q&A.
Okay. Yeah, I don't care. Okay, so it is this video we were faster even though it's short longer. But yeah, either way. It is 3:30 a.m. now, so I'm gonna log off. I really want to talk more about this movie though, so I really hope I will find the time to stream again. Let's look at my playlist here. I kind of want to look at the Red Letter Media video, but I think I'll just watch that and like put down some time codes or something because it's like 30 minutes long and they like tend to ramble. Then Critical Drinker kind of interests me just because I really don't like him. Shafrilla, maybe. Chris Duckman might be funny. The Mahler video, kind of want to go over that, but I fear that it will mostly be like, I agree. So we'll see. Then there's this video. It had like really low views. It's called Spider-Man Brand New Day. It's the weirdest Spider-Man film of all time. Here's why. It's 22 minutes. That might be something I'll look at. Then the Penguins Hero, I really don't care. I don't know why it's even in this playlist. And then there's Tom Holland's second act is actually a sign of the times. And I don't know what that means or what he's trying to say here, but it might be interesting. I might look at it. And then I really want to watch whatever High Top Films has to say about it. I'm guessing Brown Table will make a video as well. Might look at that because Brown Table's always really funny. I know I said like years ago I won't look at High Top Films anymore, but like Spider-Man is like kind of his thing, so if he makes a video, which I guess he will, I'll look at it. And Full Fat Videos, I kind of want to know Is it still like 2 guys or is it only 1 guy anymore? Either way, I want to know what they're saying about it. So yeah, I'll see you hopefully soon. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for watching the VOD. Whoever does. Sorry that I had to split it into 3. Hopefully I don't have to do that again. But yeah. Yeah, bye.